I think that people are always interested in the behind the scenes of the making of a movie. So what do you think would surprise people to learn about the making of Tomorrow War?
It was shot pre-pandemic. That might be something that would be surprising, not only because of the moment it's been released. The release had been pushed due to the pandemic, but also because some of the resonant themes that have to do with a global threat and the reliance on science to face that threat. All of that seems like it was sort of born in the imagination of the experience of COVID, but it was actually done before COVID. So that's just a bit of coincidence.
I would say we all got along a lot better than most people think actors get along on set. I mean, if that's something that I don't know, we had a great time filming this movie. It was epic, and I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of random weird things that happen on set, but I think our connection was a little profound. It was cool.
I'm definitely curious, when you guys first saw J.K. Simmons on set for the first time, were you like, why are we even this movie? Because he could just kill all the aliens on his own.
Yeah, he's pretty jacked.
Very jacked.
I found out the J in J.K. stands for jacked.
Jacked, yeah. I hope I look that good, dude, at his age.
Yeah,
it was pretty ridiculous. Like you could see all of his veins. Like his muscles were bigger than mine, and I thought I had big muscles at the time. No, he's a thoroughbred.
Yeah, he's ripped.
He's fantastic. One of the things I really enjoyed about this movie is you guys pulled a Bad Boys 2. I thought the movie was ending, but that was just the end of the second act. There's a whole nother chapter that's going to happen.
Called the Bad Boys 2?
The Bad Boys 2.
I call it the Bad Boys 2 because when I first saw that, it has a whole nother section.
Yeah.
Can you sort of talk about the fact that this doesn't follow, like there's some surprises in this movie. It takes you on a journey.
Yeah, it really does. It's an unconventional structure, and it's a lot of storytelling for 2 hours. We're talking about 3 very distinct chapters. Obviously, you don't want to lead with that because it's a bit of a. We hope that's. We just want people to get on board. Once you're on board, once you're in for this ride, it'll take you on a ride. It's different than what you might expect. And our goal is really just to get people seated down in front of it, because I'm really confident in the story. I think it's really great. I think it's really moves. I think it's a nonstop ride, and it's hard to talk on the peculiarity of this structure without giving things away. So I know what you're saying, but also I'm reticent to expound too much.
I'm not saying anything specifically. I'm just saying that there's a lot to this movie. What is the secret to fighting aliens that are not actually there with you?
Acting. It starts in it starts in the mind. It's being that 5-year-old kid with that imaginary friend. How do you put yourself in this world, and how are you going to interact with this world? And not only are you doing it, but you got to do it with 3, 4, 5, 6 other actors on your side. And collectively we all just have to be on board. What is this moment? What are we doing here? And once we've all defined it for ourselves, then we're able to go in and make the process easy. But it starts in the mind, and I think that's where actors kind of spend 90% of our lives, just in our heads, always creating and recreating.
Yeah. And there's a certain technical recipe for these types of things. Obviously, you're dealing with empty space sometimes. So to react to that, it can be complicated. Like you said, we act, or you keep it in your mind, and that is true. And also the emotion really plays in close-ups. And when you're in close-ups, you can put something real that an actor is looking at. So you can draw emotion from a real threat. They have either the 3-dimensional sort of like foam dummy version of the white spike, or we have this brilliant performer named Troy, who's like 7 feet tall. And if you can get past the fact that he's wearing gray spandex, you get right into the idea that he's a monster, and could lift you up and rip you in half quite easily. So the fear and the emotion, all of that stuff is played in the tight close-ups against, and in those you're allowed to play opposite something and draw from something real.
I'm very curious, Chris, this is your first time being an executive producer on a film of this scale. What did you learn making this that you hope to put in other, what did you learn that you hope to bring with you to future projects?
The separations and the preparation. It's all about setting yourself up for success on the day that you shoot. I've learned that you write one movie, you shoot another movie, and you edit another movie. So, the goalpost is constantly moving, and you're tailoring the film that you have sometimes away from the film that you intended just because of what happened in the middle. It's a collaboration, and there are a plethora of choices that need to be made. And the secret sauce, when it's 6 in one, half dozen in the other, and is to have conviction in your choice. When you're not even sure the right answer, choose one with conviction, and everyone will fall in line and say, well, no, he said 6. It's 6 in one. I know for certain it's 6 in one because look how convicted he is in that belief. So it's just like choose, move, go forward, and take it. Try to see the forest through the trees, but don't forget it's just tree by tree.
By tree, yeah.
Before I run out of time with you guys, I'm excited. Both of you have upcoming projects that I'm really excited about. Edwin, I'm very, very excited for this Lakers project. And I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about that. And Chris, obviously, you guys just wrapped recently on the Jurassic World movie, the third installment. How was that shoot? And what can you tease people about the story and, making that film?
You first. We'll go first. I'm working on the Showtime Lakers project. And it is about the premier Lakers period where they actually changed the game, the mid 70s into the 80s, Magic, Kareem, Cooper, Nixon. This team really made basketball what it is today. Bust and West, and just it's an amazing story. That's all I can really say. I can tell you that the actors are phenomenal. I can tell you that what I've seen looks absolutely amazing, and that the Lakers fans will indeed enjoy it. So, yeah.
And for me, Jurassic 3, it's an epic. It's a film of epic proportions. It's got the entire legacy cast. Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, BD Wong, they all come back. And so it's sort of like Avengers Infinity War of the Jurassic World, like all the characters are converging into one massive epic global story that it's just everything you could hope for and more.
Yeah, I cannot wait. On that note, congrats on the movie. Hope it's a huge hit for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.